I've been on LinkedIn for years and years and years and years now. I was doing LinkedIn back in the day when way less people were using it, when I was working as a business development manager for a cybersecurity company. During that time, I used LinkedIn to help scale this company to $5 million in annual recurring revenue. We won a major contract with another company that was actually outside of the country. We went international, and yeah, it was a really good time back then because, it wasn't so noisy in the market. LinkedIn wasn't so difficult to get attention. You could DM people. It was a bit more friendly and normal. Ever since the pandemic, everything's changed, of course, as I'm sure you are well aware. It's much harder now to get attention on LinkedIn. I've only got about 7,000 followers on my LinkedIn at the time of this video. So I want to give you guys my LinkedIn hacks that I've learned and discovered over the last few years that I think will help you grow your business on LinkedIn as well. So when it comes to LinkedIn, you have to think that there's two different elements to this. Number one, you have your personal brand. Number two, you've got your business brand or your company brand. Now, depending on how large your company is, you're probably going to want to separate these or mix them together in one. If you're a small business owner or if you're a smaller company making $5 million a year or less in annual recurring revenue, then you probably want to combine these two together so your personal brand leads the charge with your company or your corporate brand. But if you're watching this and you're part of an enterprise company, you're a decision maker in a C-suite, something like that, then you want to separate these two things because at some stage in your life, you're going to separate yourself from that company probably. You're either going to sell the company, you're going to go for an exit, you're going to go set something else up, whatever it is. So these two things need to be separate. So if you do sell the company in the future, your personal brand doesn't affect the sale price because if your personal brand is the reason why your company makes money and suddenly you sell it, well, you've detached your personal brand from your corporate brand, and that means the new owner is not going to be able to generate as much sales. It lowers the value of the company. That is at least what I've been seeing, reading, looking at in the market from my own personal experience. It's also possible for you to grow both of these brands separately because, you've got a bit more money to invest in these two things, so you can actually go in two different streams. As a small business owner or a smaller business, like I said, $5 million a year in revenue or less, then you're probably going to want to combine these two things together. Your name, your brand is going to be attached together. This way, it's just easier to scale it. You can focus on one thing. It requires less money, less energy, less effort. You can do it with a smaller team. It just makes a lot of sense to differentiate these two types of businesses before I continue on with this video. Now, in saying that, LinkedIn is a tough network to get into. If you are new to LinkedIn, if you like just signing up this year, for example, it's really hard for you to get into the right crowds. It's hard for you to grow your follower count, grow your connections. It's hard for you to get reach. It's hard for you to get noticed. It's because once you're in LinkedIn, once you're established, these circles are closed. So the way that LinkedIn works is your network expands based on how many people connect with you. You get your first connections, your second connections, your third connections. It's like friends of friends, etc. If you're familiar with LinkedIn, then you would already know about this. If you're watching this because you want to find out how to use LinkedIn to grow your business and you're brand new, then welcome to the LinkedIn Club. You're in for a wild ride. And I don't even say that jokingly. LinkedIn is actually a wild ride. Back in the day, you could just DM people all the time. You could send lots of direct messages. You could pitch people and you'd have much easier time getting results. People will jump on the phone with you. People will be more open to conversation. But because there's so much noise now, because everyone just DMs and you've got software and automations and things like that, most of the people that you want to get on the phone or that you want to sell to, they're getting pitched by dozens of people every week, maybe more. And they're not just your competitors that are pitching them. It's also, other businesses who want to sell to the same type of target audience as yourself. And so it makes it incredibly difficult for you to get in front of these people, to cause a stir, get engagement, hook them in, etc. So what can you do? Well, over the last few years, what I figured out is really two things. Firstly, content is 100% beneficial to you and your business. However, if you only post content, it doesn't necessarily translate to sales. I've spoken to a lot of business owners this year. Many of them have 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 connections on LinkedIn, but they're making no money. Your engagement, your likes, your comments, your connection count, it's totally worthless if you're not making any money. So you have to be able to translate those connections, the likes, the engagement, the comments into sales. Otherwise, you're just like any of these other B2C influencers. There's a lot of people out there, 300,000, 1 million followers, and nobody really knows who they are, and they're not really making that much money. If I had 1 million followers, I would be making buckets of money. And I'm sure you watching this video right now could think of a few ways to do the same. So the point here is that you need to be creating content, but it's not in order to get people to become connections or to become followers or to get likes or comments or engagement. Those things, they help you reach a lot of people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be growing your business because of it. I want to make that point very clear. Now, the second thing with LinkedIn is that there is two types of content that you should be doing. The first one is daily posts. So this could be text-based posts. You could add images, documents, you can do carousels. A lot of people will argue to do different ones. The method really doesn't matter. Just do something that you enjoy. Everyone is always focused on the method that gets the best results rather than just being consistent. So as long as you're posting consistently, it really doesn't matter. I've seen people with tens of thousands of followers, all they do is post text. They do carousels. I've seen others, they do document. Just do whatever aligns to you and is quick and easy and makes sense to you. The point is that you need to be showing up consistently so that people can see you. You should really be doing this on any other social channel that you operate on as well. Whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it doesn't matter. The same applies. Consistency helps you nurture your audience. It helps you build your audience and nurture them so that when they are ready to go, you're top of mind. That's really all it is. Now, the second type of content that you can create on LinkedIn is a newsletter or LinkedIn articles. I'm just going to link these two things together. Let's just call them LinkedIn articles, because when you publish it in your newsletter, it's essentially a LinkedIn article anyway. You can just decide if it is going to be in a newsletter or if it's going to be like personal, or you can publish it on behalf of your brand. These things are non-important. The important thing is that you're publishing articles. The reason why is because you actually really have two choices when it comes to blogs. You could put them on your website and hope and pray that people find them and that you get traffic to your website. Or you can put it on LinkedIn, which is already established, has a high authority score, has high search traffic, and just optimize your LinkedIn articles so that people can find them via Google and your LinkedIn article will pop up. In addition to that, if you have a newsletter, everyone in your connections can sign up to it. When you invite someone to be a connection and they accept, they get a pop-up in a notification saying that you've got a newsletter. Would they like to join? It just makes sense for you to create a newsletter as you grow your LinkedIn audience and as you're looking for more search traffic. The length of the articles don't matter as long as you're putting in real quality pieces of information. They can be short, they can be long, they can have images, they can have videos. Again, it's not about the method, it's about the consistency. So with LinkedIn, if you're publishing every day a piece of content or 2 or 3 pieces of content a day, because sometimes doubling up is just more effective, it compounds over time, as well as creating a few LinkedIn articles every week, or if you want to be tricky, you can use AI and you can publish about 100 of these a week. I wouldn't really recommend that. I don't think that's necessary. It's probably overkill, but you could do 1 a day if you wanted to. And so this way you've got LinkedIn articles that act as sales assets on the platform that over a period of time, over a period of a few months, they're going to compound with time so people can find them and search. Assuming, of course, that you optimize each one of those articles for search traffic. That means having a headline that people are actually looking for. It also means putting in certain phrases or sentences or keywords into the article itself so that people can find it on LinkedIn. This way, you're going to dominate LinkedIn in terms of a content approach. Because if you just DM people, the first thing that they're going to do, besides just getting annoyed because it's not really, welcome these days, it was back in the day, and I'm not saying it doesn't work. You should still DM people and follow up, but it's a different approach. I'll do a video on that another day. But the first thing that they're going to do is check out your LinkedIn profile. On your profile, you've got a featured section. You can add your LinkedIn articles, links to your YouTube videos, whatever it is. And then in addition to that, they're going to see the type of posts that you're making. This adds to their research on whether or not they want to buy from you. Because people take a bit of time to do research. They have to consume content from you before they make a decision to buy. And so if you have all of this on your profile, if you're pumping out content consistently, everything kind of flows together like a flywheel, which is what I always talk about in many of my videos. You need to have a process where you're just consistent over time. The problem we see in the market at the moment is that every company, every business owner, they want quick wins now. And there's ways for you to get quick wins. Sometimes they're not always efficient. Sometimes they can damage your brand if you don't have the foundations in place. And at the end of the day, if you're just looking for quick wins, you can run some ads and you could probably get some customers, but your profit margin is going to go down. The thing that's going to allow you to be stable and secure over the next decade is to have a content infrastructure in place. So if you want to dominate LinkedIn, just show up every day, post in there every day, post a LinkedIn article every day as well if you can, at least 2 or 3 a week, and just do that for the rest of the year. And you're going to see results. And those results are going to compound with time. So at first you might not see much of a difference, but trust me, you have no other choice. You can send emails all day long to people on LinkedIn. What are they going to do? They're going to go to your website. They're going to go to your LinkedIn profile. They're going to go to your Facebook, your Instagram. They're going to look you up. If you don't have the content in place, they're not going to purchase anything from you because you have no content to warm them up. It's the same if you run ads. You can run ads on LinkedIn from your company profile. If they click on your company profile, what are they going to see? In fact, before they even click on it, they're going to see how many followers you've got. That's one of the main things to see for social proof. If you don't have any followers, why are they going to buy from you? If they do click on it and they go on your company profile and there's no assets there, there's no sales assets, there's no content to explain what you do and how you help them, why would they ever buy from you? The way you buy is by doing research on that person, that service, that product, that company, before you even speak to a salesperson. I guarantee it, you watching this video right now, you do all your research first before you jump on a call. At the very least, you do some research, and so that's what your prospects are going to be doing. So this is how you dominate LinkedIn. It is the only way. And so if you're posting every day and you're publishing articles, another little trick you can also do is collaboration. So you can collaborate with other industry experts and you can tag people into those posts. You can tag people into those LinkedIn articles. And if you're feeling risky, if you want to do something completely different to everyone else, you can jump on a call with some of these experts. You can record that call talking about the things that you guys are experts in, and then you can publish it to your LinkedIn as a way for you to generate an audience for each of you. So you both play off of each other. This is essentially what girls do on Instagram. They'll do shout out for shout out, SFS. So, they'll post the other one on their story, tag them, and now they get to share their followers. If you can do this on LinkedIn as a B2B company, as a corporate professional, it's not only going to make you look good because people see that you're interacting and collaborating with someone else who is also an industry expert, it's also going to allow you to reach far more people than ever before, and you'll be able to reach people faster. So it's just win, 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 win all around. But it all starts with content. It all starts with you building an audience, posting content daily, posting those LinkedIn articles that can get found in search. If you don't do any of that, there's no reason for anyone to really collaborate with you in the first place. You have to demonstrate that you are an authority in what you do. So hopefully that makes sense. I know you probably clicked this video hoping that there'll be some new method or tactic or technique that you can apply, but the fact is that's not how business works. It never is how business works. There is no quick method to any of this stuff. You just have to do what works. And the thing that works is content. Having a foundation in place, getting engagement, likes, comments, it's good for your reach, but then following up with those people with a sales process or sales infrastructure on the back end, which is a topic for another video. So if you'd like this one, let me know in the comments below. If you've got any questions, I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll see you in the next one.